I don't know if under Bernadette Johnson, the Minnesota Department of Education, extending to Washington, was working with Kim Ellison and Keith on this big grant. Now, I thought that when Bernadette Johnson was hired for Minneapolis Public District number 1, she didn't come in with a plan. Now, it was said that at the end, when she was retiring, that the school attorneys had talked about this plan that Bernadette Johnson wanted to do, and it was a 5-year plan study. And the Minnesota Department of Education lawyer said she could not do it. And as Bernadette Johnson sat on the school board, I bumped into Bernadette Johnson because Shayla, my daughter, was having problems at school. As Shayla was having problems at school, they wanted Shayla to do this mediation. And under the law, the people that was doing the mediation was going to be sitting down with the girls, Shayla, and this Aaliyah person, and discussing the, the ambiance that they had brought to the school. They had created a tension, they said. Shayla said the girl Aaliyah was picking on her. Shayla said that Aaliyah had a problem with her friend, what was that girl's name? It's gonna come to me. But Shayla said that girl had a problem with her friend, and that her friend and her were getting ready to fight, and Shayla just happened to be there. Shayla said she didn't need to mediate because she didn't have a problem with the girl Aaliyah. Aaliyah had a problem with her. So as they wanted Shayla to mediate, Shayla refused. There was an incident where they were in the hallway of the school and they were about to fight, and this group was said to have had Shayla in it. So Shayla was now being made to mediate, and Shayla said she didn't need to mediate because she wasn't picking on the girl, that the girl was picking on her because of her friend. It started with an M, not Malika. It was that other girl from the from the McDonald's, where Michael Cooper Jr. was said that Bobby, she was in the store that day that they said Michael stole the iPhone. Now, mind you, Michael said he didn't steal the iPhone, but Michael was doing bars and drinking and hanging out, so I didn't know if my son could or couldn't have done it, but he said he didn't steal the iPhone, but yet we were in this courtroom about the iPhone as my son was at that counter talking to that man, and that man was now creating a problem with my son, who happened to be with Alexis. And I said that was a Bobby Joe Champion study, that iPhone, where they got a African, Ilhan Omar, to say my son stole an iPhone that he didn't steal out of that privately owned McDonald's that I go to every morning, specific to this morning, where you'll see almost every point that I've gotten has been from that McDonald's. I said that that girl worked at that McDonald's, and that was a privately owned McDonald's. Barb Johnson, Keith Ellison, Bobby Joe Champion, where you allowed that girl to lie, have that Asian, Somalian, African, whatever the case may be, person lie about my son and that iPhone. And I said that was the start of him being made to do those case studies where, again, somebody at McDonald's got the phone or didn't get the phone. And again, the McDonald's people were not in this courtroom to back up the person they said stole the phone. McDonald's did not have a representative from the corporation McDonald's to say that Michael stole the phone. They didn't have a video showing my son stole this iPhone, yet this African Somalian said he did. We were in court about it, and I said it was slander, defamation of character. I said that was the start of Bobby Joe Champion doing his case studies with Ilhan Omar through Keith Ellison, and I said each case study like that where my son was involved yielded a certain amount of money, and I started targeting them for millions of dollars for every day taken out of his life where he was made like motherfucking Martin Luther King to be a part of a Democrat, Republican motherfucking party study that might have violated his rights, lost life by every minute of every day where he was playing that game. And he better have a fat bank account, Keith Ellison, University of Minnesota, William Mitchell School of Law, because if my son, Michael Cooper Jr., who again, Bernadette, didn't want to do that iPhone case study and Keith Ellison, Bobby Joe Champion, Ilhan Omar promised him nothing was going to happen. Well, he got a fucking court case behind it. He then got theft behind it. It stopped him from working, didn't it? Huh? Seems like it stopped him from working, you know. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to timeline that shit. Because every time I thought Bobby Joe Champion, Tanya Bransford, Lionel Norris, did a fucking case study, Michael Davis, I thought you owed him motherfucking money. University of Minnesota, William Mitchell School of Law. And if you don't owe him money, it's because Amy Jane Getz got an illegal case study through his mother where Michael was sitting next to me and we didn't know what the fuck that white bitch was doing. And as we didn't know what the fuck that white bitch Amy Jane Getz was doing, it extended to Joshua R. Williams, and I filed complaints against Joshua R. Williams as well as Amy Jane Getz, and they were cleared, correct. Tony R. Long, John R. Thunheim, or is it just John Thunheim? I can't remember, but I do know that they were cleared, right? Of any wrongdoing, your businesses. But I said that they were hired by you judicial officials where people like J.B. Hunt, either being a part of or being casualty of a Asian war where little people wanted to drive, got caught up. So I said either J.B. Hunt's gonna owe us money, or again, the person who did that fucking case study where that Asian veered off to the right and crashed into us and we could have fucking died that day if I didn't know how to fucking drive that Cavalier, right? Huh, Jody Baker? We were safe, wasn't we? We weren't gonna die, was we, Jody? Was harmless. Just scared the shit out of us, huh?